I kind of want to let you throw that out there on some awards that, again, we both think could be fun to add to the league.
Yeah, I'd love to add some additional context. So, my thoughts around some of these awards, we'll start with the Arrival Award
Mm,
because I think that ties back into Most Improved. Over the past few years, I felt like there's been a miss in how we qualify and how we define what the most improved player
yeah.
was. Oftentimes, it ends up going to a guy who's already on the precipice of being an all-star, or already on the precipice of being a franchise leading guy who just so happened to have a jump in numbers over the course of a
Yeah.
season, right? What I would like the Arrival Award to represent are those guys. So thinking about somebody like Josh
Mm-hmm.
Giddey, Jalen Johnson, Cade, if he doesn't win
Mm-hmm.
MVP, these are the kind of guys who I think you would think about who would qualify for this award. Now, obviously, we have objective determinants for the award. When you think about, player win shares, when you think about efficiency and some of those other metrics, plus minus, though all those things should be considered. But ultimately, what we're looking at is this guy impacting winning? And is this guy taking himself into this team into a new
Mm-hmm.
stratosphere? And is this something that is going to be a mainstay in the league? I think
Mm-hmm.
Cade, I think Josh would be the success that they're currently having. This is who they are.
Yeah.
These are the players that they're going to end up being. And so those would be my nominations for the Arrival
And I
Award.
like that. I think what you just mentioned, you have created a standard, a foundation, a rubric on how this position is going to be graded. Because right now we don't have a defined metric on the MVP award and how does this person win. Like no one can sit here and tell us verbatim MVP award is won based on the
Exclusively because of
player
this.
because of
Yep.
they've done X, Y, and Z. Same thing with defensive player award. Some of the other ones they seem pretty cut and dry, but because of the debate with those awards and how much we've done in the past, I feel like we're correcting mistakes in the past. We look at it and say, "Oh, this person
Yes.
lost
Yep.
and they should have won."
It's like a makeup call. I totally
And
agree
like
with
we're
that,
leaping
bro.
years in the past to try to correct stuff. It's like you can't go back and fix when Kobe didn't win. You can't go back and fix Steve Nash
Right.
winning too. You can't go back and fix. You can't
Right.
fix those. And when we look at MVPs now, I feel like that is always the type of conversations that come about is, oh, well, such and such, this was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, what is the new rubric now that we're going to go off of? Like, why do we keep referencing the past? And this is like past. Like, we look at the years where you thought someone should have won. And you're going to have those years, right? But that's always going to be the case. But let's define it
Yes.
and get to the bottom of what the award should be. So I do like that because that's going to give a good start on what that award looks like. Um, cool. What other ones you have?
So, in terms of new
Mhm.
awards, the other one that I also wanted to present to our fan perspective family is the best newcomer award, right? So this
Like
award
someone
would
new on a
be
team? That's
new on the
fire.
team for the upcoming season. You have to play at bare minimum 30 minutes a game, and you have to play the standard 65 games a season to be considered.
Okay.
But the type of players you would want to consider are guys like Kevin Durant. Look
Mm,
at Houston and how good they look. You want to think about Desmond Bain and the addition to the Magic, and particularly over the last maybe 5 games where he started to find his comfort
mm,
and how good they've looked, right? You want to think about maybe Miles Turner and how difficult of the transition it must have been for
okay.
going from the finals with a team that you had been with ultimately your entire career to going to Milwaukee and still helping, Milwaukee be one of the best teams in the league
Facts.
right now. And so I think that when we start talking about awards, man, in order to drive greater fan engagement, we need to be more creative in the kind of awards that we allow fans to contribute their thoughts and their opinions on. MVP award is getting,
It's drama
I
now.
don't know, kind of
It's drama.
boring. Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
just drama
boring.
now.
And as fans, we really have very little impact on who wins that
Yeah.
award. It's mostly through the writers and internal league officials who are allowed to vote on that. But these kind of
Hmm.
awards, man, they should be fan led in addition to those other objective determinants, so that on the back
Yes.
end the NBA can still say, okay, well, here are your candidates, and then from here as fans You all take over the vote. You
But
own
it should
it.
be clear because now you have the proper rubric to say.
To present it.
So now,
Come on, man. It's just not hard.
us as fans, we can actually say because of what this is telling us to do, this is how we have to grade it. We can't.
Yes.
I can't sit here and say I want to vote in Derrick Rose, who is one of my favorite players. Can't wait to see his retirement night. But he was injured the entire year. I can't vote him as an all-star.
Right.
Like he should not be on my ballot to vote for him.
Worship Mac McClung. If you're a fan of him,
He should not.
you should. He shouldn't be on an All-Star ballot. Like,
No.
so I think this provides, like I said, some framework and some foundation, and then just something new and engaging for fans to attach themselves to. And then lastly, just before we segue out of the award
Yeah.
conversation, the last thing I think the NBA should address is providing defensive player awards per position.
Said please.
Again,
please.
guys, we get it. If you block a lot of shots, you're probably going to defensive player. We got it. But what about Cason Wallace,
Mhm.
who is quite literally impacting guys' per game scoring numbers by almost 10 points? Guys coming there average 25. Cason guarding, you average you score
Like, why is
12.
that not a metric? Why is it not the player that
What are
I
we talking
guarded,
about?
what his typical PPG is versus when he's gone against me or when all these players go against me and I'm matched up against them? Same thing with a defensive back and a wide receiver.
Same thing. That is an excellent analogy.
Why?
And the fact that they also get excluded from a lot of defensive player
Because
award
of-
conversations for the same reason. It's a hard job, man. Being the primary lead defender is a
Very
hard job.
hard job.
Give guys
And
credit
we're
for
not
it.
rewarding him. Like,
So-
it's a shame, Drew Holiday. Like, he doesn't have, I don't
Theo
think,
has never won defensive player of the year.
has never won it. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
If I'm not mistaken, bro, I think the last guard to win
Marcus
was
Smart.
Marcus Smart. Yep.
And that year, I believe I felt that Drew should have won. But Boston was the lead dog of the year. They
Right.
were kind of carrying the torch with their name.
He had team success that contributed to it.
And I think that's what they looked at. They just said, "Oh, well, like his team is on this." I'm a fan of Rudy. I still can't understand or fully justify all of his awards. Again, I'm not going to say he shouldn't have won, but I don't know how to justify that besides defensive rebounds and blocks. Though he's a good defender, he plays his role very well. Rudy does. But to your point, we gotta at some point. I do think we should get to giving that award by position, so guys aren't left out because we aren't doing our due diligence to set a better standard on who should win this award.
Exactly.
Because there's so much more that should be included into that. And hey, I just thought about that point that you made about who's guarding who. Like, why? That's an easy metric that we could use. I can look that up right now. Like, that's
You can track that every game. If your PPG is adjusted because X player is guarding you and he's doing it consistently, what are we talking about?
and we don't.
And
Damn.
speaking on behalf of the fans, I don't even need metrics to see that.
No.
I'm watching
watching
the game.
my-
The eye test is telling me Cason Wallace is making guys uncomfortable.
Our odd test.
PJ Washington is making guys uncomfortable.
We saw what they did in the
Like-
finals. Like, and for people's understanding about Chris and myself, we are analytical guys. We will look up stats. We like using data. It's kind of what we do in our own personal lives. But we are hoopers at core. We want to know.
Yep.
We want to watch the game and see. Hey, I know what Draymond Green's stats say. I know how important Draymond Green is to the Golden State Warriors. You can't. I'm gonna see that stat line and see 6, 10, and 5. Now, no, that probably felt like 50 points to that organization.
Exactly.
So we'll be clear about that. And like, even I do like the Clutch Award Player of the Year that they have now. I still don't know how that's determined.
That was a
I
good
think
one.
it's like certain in the fourth quarter, under like 2 minutes. I think that may be how.
PPG is certain efficiency numbers.
But that's easy. That makes sense. You keep it simple. You tell people what this award and how it's presented. Because that's why I think they just need is, to your breakdown, say, hey, here are the awards, and then hey, here's how all these are going to be graded. So there's no question whether people like it or not. Just let people know what they are, so you're not having the improper conversations about who won and who didn't. Let's at least talk factual about how the award is going to be given out.
And it allows everybody to be included,
But we can have real conversations.
which is what we want. Yeah, we want engagement.
Not makeup conversations, or now we're just mad about who didn't win. Like I don't want to discuss someone who was up for MVP in the negative light. That's so disrespectful to those players who are competing for that spot. Like with Joker and it be like, I don't want to sit here and say
Yeah.
Joel's not this, he's not that. Like, no, let's just talk about how they're doing well for the metrics that they're being graded on, and how they're driving that. And let me just debate who's doing better at the metrics that they're going against. So if it's going to be team wins, hey, when they win, Joker's plus minus is this, Joel's plus minus is this, right? Joel doesn't play with XYZ All Stars. This person,
Right.
Like again, we're just spitballing, but give us stuff that we can go off of.
Make it an apples to apples conversation.
Like
keep it simple.
keep